It's not your style, it's you. Whoa, someone's texting me. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be focusing on three main ideas. Before I get into that, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Fashion Elitist, aka JQ. Others may also know me as the sad, depressed, lonely, chronically online fashion YouTuber that you know and love. But today we're going to be talking about three main philosophical points and ideas that I will be talking about of the very surface level conversations that people tend to have, but we're going to be going in deeper. But before I start, I'd like to mention, yes, I can see this big red dot on almost the middle of my forehead here. This is just the third eye of awakening. That was a B+. Now, I have three main ideas and a secret hidden last idea for you to leave on a little bit of an introspective moment. But for the three main ideas, I'm going to be targeting three very specific things: the subjectiveness of fashion, fake positivity, and last but not least, hate/criticism. But from there, I'm going to start threading down into the smaller main points of this specific topic that we'll be talking about today. So let's get into it. So let's get into the subjectiveness of fashion. Let's define the word subjectiveness. The definition of subjectiveness is judgment based on individual personal impressions and feelings and opinions rather than the external facts. Basically, it means that it's all based on your own personal opinion. Subjectiveness, personal opinion, whatever. So let me give you an example of subjectiveness in fashion specifically. Now, I hate a lot of things. I'm a very hateful person. I'm lying. I'm a very supportive young man who appreciates everything in his life. But let me give you an example of something that is subjective in fashion. Now, as someone who cannot ever wear skinny jeans, let's just say for the fun fact of this example, I hate skinny jeans. And I truly believe that anyone that wears skinny jeans looks terrible in them. It's basically stating that I have an opinion, but that doesn't mean it's truly fact. Just because I believe skinny jeans looks terrible on everybody, that is just based on my own opinion, and it does not hold up. So, for more of a reference, that was my phone. If I look at skinny jeans on anyone else that isn't Liam Neeson, and I say they suck, that outfit's terrible because I hate skinny jeans, that is subjective. From one person to another, it could be completely different. Someone else might think skinny jeans are rockin', they're swag, fire, 100 emoji. As for me, I think they look terrible. But the thing is, that is all subjective. Certain styles, certain genres, certain ways of dress, that is all subjective. So now that we got that out of the way, let's dig a little deeper. One of the main pillars of fashion, and I've stated this in other videos before, prior, is fashion is a form of self-expression. Now, not everyone's going to appreciate you, like you, love you. As for myself, I'm a great example of this. Many people dislike me, many people hate me. Some people love me. I don't know who that is because I still remain in silence and loneliness because no one has come forth to really prove that I'm loved. But another pillar of fashion is human interaction. One point of discussion that we get with having interaction with others is actually viewing people's outfits and discussing whether we dislike or like them. Now, the idea of subjectiveness comes full reign when people use it as an argument point where you no longer can have an opinion on someone's outfit because it is subjective. This completely destroys any allowance of discussion or even a conversation about why said person dislikes said outfit or your outfit. Will you feel attacked because someone is targeting your soul, your life, your livelihood? Because the way you dress is the way you express yourself. So in a way, you take it as a personal attack. And soon we throw out this word, subjectiveness, everything's subjective. Well, your opinion doesn't matter because it's subjective. Although that does reign true, it doesn't allow any discussion to be involved with you and the other person. Now that you're gathering what I'm stating, let's dig a bit deeper. Let's go a little bit more in depth. We need to be open-minded in allowing people to converse with us about why they dislike certain outfits, why they dislike what you're wearing specifically. Now, there's two types of things that aren't necessarily going to be a productive conversation if someone is just fully disliking everything you wear but has no argument on why. Now, the internet is a very scary place because so many people can have a faceless account and state whatever opinion they have. Now, does what they're stating matter? No, it doesn't. But if you're one of these people who uses a word as a defense mechanism to completely shut out any conversation, this will only greatly affect what you allow to be used to help you in the future. If I were to never take any opinion or ever hear any discussion about something that is subjective, will I not grow as an artist in the terms of my own fashion? My own self-expression. Art is subjective. Fashion is subjective. There's so many things that are subjective. But if an artist never allows anyone to come into their realm and have open discussion about a dislike or an opinion about why they do not like their art, will this artist never grow? And just like us humans, we need to grow constantly in order to evolve, to become a better us, to be a better you. Whether they like your outfit, whether they don't, that will still remain in the realm of subjectiveness. As the word reigns true, it is all opinion-based. Fashion will always be opinion. It will always be subjective. Art will never be understood fully by one person because we all work differently, we all have different backgrounds and characteristics. But to shut down any conversation with another that might have a different perspective than you doesn't allow anyone fully to grow in their own respected style. Now this brings me to my second point. Now this very much reigns supreme with my first main idea. It's all netted together, like fish getting caught in the ocean because they're dumb. Everything doesn't need to be supported, specifically brands, fashion advice, and misinformation. How many brands can make the same hoodie in different variations of colors, fabrics, and materials? And on top of that, fashion advice. We see it plenty, everywhere. People give their own advice constantly. And yes, this is subjective as well, but the fashion advice that many give aren't necessarily going to be always the best because there is so much misinformation out in the field constantly, specifically with the buzzwords that we hear consistently: silhouettes, proportions, sustainability, the ethicalness of said brand, things like that. These words have been misused consistently to only push their own agenda or to sound like they know what they're talking about. And yes, I do use the same terminologies consistently because I'm always right. I mean, look at me. I have my third eye of truth. It's open. Only I can truly be correct. But it's a trend currently at the moment to support everyone at every standpoint, especially in the fashion community. Because currently, fashion at the moment is in a peak of toxic positivity. Now you might be asking yourself, what is toxic positivity? Let's look the definition up, because then you can't state that I've gaslighted you into believing what toxic positivity is. So let's define it now. Toxic positivity is the belief that no matter how dire or difficult a situation is, people should maintain a positive mindset. This is more of a learning curve that I think a lot of people tend to forget. If we're consistently pushed in the direction of being constantly positive, will said people never really learn to truly evolve. Now let's say I made my own brand and I only was given praise consistently. Me as a creator will never learn to evolve, to change, to become better. No growth is allowed with a constant allowance of positivity. For me to truly gain some experience in life, will I have to experience negative effects constantly? The main idea here is it is insanity to believe that positivity will allow change. Because we all know that the people who promote that they only show positivity, love, and peace are just low-key haters. Like, let's be honest here. They be hating in silence. Because fake positivity is seen consistently throughout social media all the time. I mean, so many people are just fake positives. They aren't truly positive themselves. Now, you might lie to yourself that you are a positive person, but we will always have some type of hate, low-key though, because we can't be showing that to others. I do want to counter myself with the idea of toxic positivity or being positive in general. Of course, positivity can be used as a very good tool to help motivate people, to help people continue on with the journey of pushing that rock up the hill. But the thing is, it doesn't allow people to really see around them because they are only focused on pushing the rock. And if we want fashion to evolve further, we must provide criticism. Let's look up the definition of hate. Feel intense or passionate dislike for someone or something. Now let's look up the definition of criticism. The analysis and judgment of the metrics and fault of a literary or artistic work. The reason I state these two definitions is for the main fact that many people confuse hate with criticism. Now, I want to speak very strongly about this specific point because I myself have gone through parades of constant criticisms, negativity. I've lived the life. I love it. I fester in it. Because let's be honest here, hate is free. It's so easy to do. When you have to be positive, you give a part of yourself away and you lose that small, little energy that you just gave. But hating is so free. It's freeing almost. I think we as people need to understand the difference between criticism and hate, especially with fashion. As I spoke earlier, toxic positivity reigns supreme currently in this day and age of fashion, as I've seen consistently throughout the metaverse. But let's get this right. To be hateful is to give your opinion with the intent of causing harm mentally, physically. Being hateful is not constructive. Being hateful isn't giving anything to help this person grow. Now, with criticism, as criticism might sound like a scary thing to do, and critiquing us is just something I can't handle because I'm vulnerable when it comes to my own sense of style. If someone tells me I'm basic, that is purely hateful because there is nothing that allows that opinion to be helpful. By giving your own opinion that allows open discussion for you to explain why something is bad instead of just saying your outfit's mid, will that only be helpful for that person? Now, there's definitely different ways to critiquing different things, and there's definitely a softer way to do it versus a very punch to the face way. But having criticism labeled as hate is counterproductive. But giving critiques with an actual helpful push in the right direction for said person that you're critiquing is difficult. Now, to articulate yourself in a way where you're allowing actual criticism will only push everyone further into life. Just like you guys might be commenting right now, giving your critiques about my pretentiousness or how I sound or maybe my own thought process behind what I'm thinking about. But if there's nothing that holds any value behind what you're stating, will that not be helpful? Because I truly believe that a critic is needed in order for others to truly grow in their own respective artistic endeavors. Now, this is the last thing that you as a viewer who came to watch this video will maybe gain some perspective. Now, the three other points very much reign true. I hope you take part in what I've stated, maybe leaving a comment or an idea down below about your own opinions about fashion or whatever I've stated earlier. This is for you to only allow yourself to be a little bit more open. If you skip through the entire three main points that I've done, I hope you stay for this part because this is the main point just in general. This is the secret hidden message of this video, if you've gotten this far. Self-reflection or self-introspection. You must remain open to introspection in order to evolve into your own personal style. This reigns true, very much so, because fashion isn't this instant gratification that people tend to latch onto since it tends to be a tangible way for people to achieve material orgasms. This in itself destroys the meaning in fashion, which soon becomes focused on a consumeristic mindset for those to flex their new items onto others. Fashion not only has become a performance for Instagram and TikTok likes, many creators only put on outfits for the socials so that those who participate in mindless clicks and views will continue to give them the means to social climb. Now, fashion and social media have very much taken the hold of people's balls and really just has pushed so much consumerism, so much instant gratification, and the pressure to be in trend or have style. And not only that, but pushing people to just buy so much clothes because they need to have a huge wardrobe like Wisdom in order to be interesting, to be cool. But I tell you, you do not have to. Because your own fashion sense will only grow in you if you put yourself in a self-imposed loneliness away from socials and the constant porn image of outfits you constantly expose your mind to. Yes, I know inspo is amazing, and it does help those who struggle with ideas for outfit building. But I'll tell you this, give yourself a break and allow your mind to be free from the shackles that is social grinding for inspiration. Because we are all addicted to social media. We're all chronically online, whether you watch YouTube constantly, and if you're a viewer of the TikToks or Instagram Reel, my brain feels like mush when I go through TikTok and watch just different fashion accounts constantly flex out their different styles of fashion and stuff. And although this may motivate you to dress maybe a little better or maybe experiment with things, I'm trying to express to you that this isn't something you really should be diving into mentally, because this can be exhausting for you. Now, it's like people trying to tell you that you have to have things figured out at such a young age, when in reality, that's not how life really works. And it's the same thing with fashion. To have this idea that you need to have these things instantly to figure out yourself, your identity, your own sense of style, immediately is just plain out wrong. Because no matter how many fashion gurus or fashion stylists that you watch, will you ever gain immediate experience until you've truly lived it. Because living life doesn't come instantly. I mean, that would be nuts if I was able to just grow to 53 and have all these life experiences. But with fashion, does that come very slowly? The wardrobe that I built here has taken me years to achieve. I did not shell out $8,000 to buy all these clothing pieces. It took me time, it took me money, it took me saving, it took me to be a businessman, and it took me to be a haggler. There are so many tools that you've learned from going through life in order to achieve things that you want. Because let's be honest here, if you walk outside, I won't be seeing outfits and people going nutty. To be honest, it all depends on where you live, really. I go across the water into New York and I do see plethoras of different styles, but that's only because I live in a city. If you're watching me right now and you live in, I don't know, Missouri, Mississippi, I don't know, you definitely won't be seeing like your Carhartt coworker walking around with the full Detroit jacket on and cargo pants. The likelihood of you seeing that is maybe unlikely, because to be honest, as much as you stay chronically online, just like myself, will you be seeing all these outfits constantly pushed to you on the algorithm? And with this immense amount of pressure that you feel that now you need to be on par with these people that you watch, or maybe even better, well, you feel the need to consume. The thing is, a lot of these influencers, these fashion influencers, wear items only indoors. They never wear it out. I'll be nice. It's like performative art. Basically, you're just putting on outfits for the entertainment, just to perform in front of a camera. And after the camera's turned off, you take out that whole outfit and then you go back to wearing your basic clothes. Your nice normie outfit. I would only assume that they're wearing this outside if they're wearing it inside, right? Because that's the only conclusion that I could come up with. Although I've seen some creators come out and state that they don't truly wear these items outside, that it is just a performance, it is just for TikTok, it is just for entertainment purposes. I think it causes a harm to people that are watching. Social media is harmful, is it not? We all feel the need to constantly improve and get better, because who doesn't want to? But when should we say, enough's enough and we need to stop? You really don't need the pressure that you feel when you watch these TikToks to perform better or gain inspiration. Only you yourself can only provide that. Because my friend, you are going to be okay. Because it's just a moment, and experience will be forever. You will take time to create something amazing in the future, and you should be excited for that. Don't try to take shortcuts. Don't try to pressure yourself into doing something you are not comfortable with. Just continue to be open-minded when it comes to anything you do. That's my main point. And with that, I leave you alone with your thoughts now. Buddy, remember to watch one of these videos and binge watch everything. And I hope everyone has a great day. Leave a comment down below of your own thoughts and opinions about what I've stated. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, who knows? So I guess I'll see you in the next one. Later, Drainers.